Governor has to wait on the constitutional process, the outcome of the constitutional process. Governor cannot say, I'll assume this or I'll assume that. I'm sorry. Please don't lay down a constitutional principle that will create havoc.
Defection from your side.
We have 127 mullahs in this arithmetic.
How do you have 127?
I'm telling you, mullahs, 54, 44, 15 is 113 plus 14.
The governor should, in a situation, we are just giving.
Well, then how? Malaj is not just what? Did he apply his mind to this issue? Malaj, this is all very well. We are happening in a court of law. But did he apply his mind to this issue?
But Mr. Sibbal,
there are independents. There are other parties. Malaj,
no, that
point
Mr. Sibbal, that is again, because can we say that then the governor is, you see, a lot of times what happens is the governor may have done something which is absolutely within his power, something which may run afoul of constitutional principle. But we have to we have to separate the grain from the chaff. Per se, when there is a disqualification notice moved to the speaker in respect of a sizable group of MLAs belonging to the ruling party, how can we say that the governor is not justified in going to the government saying, come on now, prove your...
When does a governor, we'll have to go into that question then, when does the governor call for a floor test? Then we'll have to go into that question. Has ever a governor called for a floor test on his own when there is a government in power? Never. Never in the constitutional history of India. Never. And the reason is simple. There is an elected government. He has proved his confidence on the floor of the House. There may be disqualification.
You see, because the defection has two consequences. At one level, the defection results in persons who have defected by virtue of a split, ceasing to be members of the House.
Yeah.
But that very defection, which operates to exclude them from the membership of the House, also affects the legitimacy of the government, legitimacy in the sense, the strength of the government on the floor of the House. So, therefore, the very same act, which is unlawful, of a group of persons forming a split and going out of the party fold, they incur the wrath of disqualification.
That stage would have arisen if the disqualification petitions had been decided. Let's assume, Malaz, that your Lordship's example is right. But that stage will arise if the disqualification petitions are decided and they are out of the House.
No, but for that purpose, can the governor not say, well, I assume that they will be disqualified,
Well,
but therefore I need a show of strength on the floor of the House.
But the governor has to wait on the constitutional process, the outcome of the constitutional process. Governor cannot say, I'll assume this or I'll assume that. I'm sorry. This is a proposition of constitutional law, with the greatest respect, that will ultimately encourage the kind of things that are happening today and we see all around. Please. Toppling of the government should be the priority as far as the governor is concerned.
Mr. Sibbal, you are saying that constitutionally it's impermissible for the governor to take cognizance of any of those events which are all over.
Correct.
Nevertheless, he has no power to take cognizance of either the 10th schedule notices or even the earlier notices with respect to the speaker. Correct. Or even those representations of violation of the whip and all that has happened in the papers over.
Yes.
He cannot by himself take cognizance of anything like that at all.
Correct.
And ask the legislator or the chief minister to prove his strength in the floor of the House.
Correct. Because they are part of the Shiv Sena. They themselves say...
We are not on Shiv Sena. We are on the power of the governor.
That's right. Even then. When an elected government is running, the constitutional principle, I humbly submit, is the following. If the numbers are stacked against the elected government for whatever reason, they can go to the governor and say, these are our numbers. These are how they are stacked. Governor verifies that issue, verifies the signatures. Normally, that's a practice that used to happen, but governors now say, we don't want to enter into the political thicket. But be that as it may, that may be a possibility then for the governor to say, look, I feel that you have lost majority because these people have come to us. But governor on his own can't do that. This is no power of the governor to help in toppling an elected government. Whereas you assume governors will act constitutionally, but how many times have you struck down actions of the governor who have acted unconstitutionally. And once that happens, then everybody else will get into the act. All those independents and all those people belonging to small parties. I don't want to say anything more. So, please don't lay down a constitutional principle that will create havoc.
But Mr. Sibbal, suppose in a given case,
Yes.
not in this case, the majority of the people in power, correct, we were part of the government. They, along with the other party, correct, goes to the governor and says that, sir, correct, the present government, correct, has lost the confidence. We are the persons, correct. In that case, the government
Cannot.
Governor can. Why? Because governor has to set.
They are still the party, They are still in the party. It is against paragraph 3.
All right.
Because paragraph 3 doesn't recognize majority minority.
Apropos what my learned brother said, and I remember when we were much younger, there would be that parade of MLAs before the governor.
Yes,
I don't see that now. That used to happen in the
now it's not
1980s.
happening
and
anymore.
yes.
Because that's why, my lord, is the right question, but majority is now prohibited under 3. It
No,
doesn't
but
matter.
just taking the line of, the reasoning which my learned brother put forth, could the governor not say that, well, I want you to demonstrate that you have your majority in the house, all right, I exclude 20 people who have in an 80-member house, I exclude the 20. I learn that there are disqualification petitions against 20 out of an 80-member house. Come before me, or demonstrate to me that you still have 40 MLAs before you.
But we could have demonstrated and we would have won. If those 40 are, even if they are excluded.
So therefore, Mr. Sibbal, the governor can, even you
No,
concede,
I don't agree with that proposition.
No, that the governor can certainly say that demonstrate to me that you have 40 out of 80 MLAs in an 80-member house.
It's it is not for the governor to say that. It's for those people in the house to go to the governor and say they have lost majority. It's not for the governor to enter into the
Fair enough. But suppose those people, therefore, obviously the opposition in the house would say, well, they have lost their 40. In which case, what does the governor do? At a primary level, the governor says, well, now I have learned from the opposition that you cease to have 40 out of 80, which you had originally, or say 45 out of 80, because 20 have now been issued disqualification notices, so that your strength comes from 45 to 25. Now, please, prima facie demonstrate to me that you still have 40.
Let me try and answer that.
How does the governor then proceed? What does the governor do in a situation like that?
Let me try and answer that. Governor prima facie on the arithmetic of the house must first come to the conclusion that the leader of the house has lost the confidence of the house.
Absolutely correct.
How will he decide that? If somebody goes to him. Somebody goes to him and says, this chief minister has lost the majority, lost the confidence of the house because now, these are the numbers.
Two sets of people could go. Either the opposition would go, or even the defecting MLAs would go. I mean,
No, they can't.
Why? They will say that, well,
we don't support this government.
Hypothetical examples ultimately, when and if it comes to your lordship's bullets, because we are not dealing with that situation. We are dealing with a person who has been recognized by the governor, who happens to be part of the 39 and who has given oath of office. We are only dealing with that issue. As and when that issue and some hypothetical stage comes in, we can debate that constitutional issue. But why?
But it's not hypothetical here at all. It's a live issue here. For the reason that once the governor is in possession of facts which indicate that a very substantial...
Which is the fact that indicates that he has lost the majority of the house?
That out of 55,
yes,
out of 55 MLAs, 38, there are disqualification notices issued by the ruling coalition itself.
50, 53 plus... We have the ex facie bullets. Please, that's why go into numbers? Just see the fact.
All right, let's have the arithmetic.
Yes.
Shiv Sena had 55.
I don't know, but let's just see that.
Shiv Sena is for 55.
Sena, we'll
Congress at
assume it's 50.
55. Congress at 44.
PDF
I think.
page 62
Congress is
of convenience. hall.
Congress kitna tha?
53.
53.
No,
Yes.
sorry, 44.
44 is Congress
NCP is 53.
and NCP.
And Manoj, my request to your lordships, please call for the records of the governor, whether he's gone through this exercise or not.
Yeah, that's the point you're making.
Well, please call for the records if that's the case.
And how much was the BJP? 10?
106.
And independents and other parties?
Yes. We would have been,
That will be about 20 odd, no?
But you will have
20.
to exclude this.
there would be 123. Manoj, half my mark is 124. 120.
So,
Yes.
so as a result of, say, the disqualification notices which are given to 39
Yes.
out of 152, the ruling coalition comes down to 113.
Well, first of all, only 34 residents had written to the governor, not 39.
Only 34.
Only 34.
Page 313.
34
Only,
dissidents
only
wrote to the
34 wrote to the governor.
governor. Right. So I'll
So
just
let's
39, if you
get the arithmetic then.
if you exclude, it comes to 120.
Eighteen to 99, 70.
Yes. 246 is the house, half of it will be 123,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
23.
Then they'll become 126.
So,
Because then our
4 minus.
only take out 34.
How much do they have? 164?
Page 59. We've now got the from Mr. Sibbal, 55 SS, 44 C, 53 NCP.
That's correct.
Comes to 152.
Yes.
What minus 30 now 288 is the number.
Minus 34 went to the governor.
Minus 34.
Yes.
But there were 39
No,
disqualifications.
no, but Malaz, what went to the governor? If the governor is to look at it, then he has to look at 34, Malaz.
Certainly. So 288 minus 34.
39 were in the majority.
So 254,
287 minus 34 is
288, no?
288.
288.
288 was there.
287,
One
one had
passed
passed
away,
away.
Malaz.
So 288 was 287.
Why?
One passed away.
One passed
One
away.
passed
So 287.
So 287 minus 34 is 253.
Yes.
So 253 divided by 2,
2, Malaz. 127.
127.
Yes. They don't have 127.
No, but the point is then the governor will say, if you exclude the people in respect of whom there is an allegation of defection from your side,
We have 127, Malaz, in this arithmetic.
how do you have 127?
I'm telling you, Malaz, 54, 44, 15 is 113 plus 14 MLAs, independent MLAs. In small parties is 14.
No, therefore, now look,
In fact, Shiv Sena will be 21.
Mr. Sibbal, look at it this way. 55 plus 44 plus 53 is 152. 152 was your strength.
Yes,
Of the basic three parties which
Yes.
form the government.
yes.
From that, instead of excluding.
Plus
30
14, Malaz, there are who are supporting us. Why are you excluding?
Now,
They are independent supporting us.
fair enough. Now, 152 minus 34 also, if you take,
Yeah.
you're down to 118, right?
Yes,
Which is below the 125 mark, right? Now, 127 mark, below the 127 mark. Now, you say you have some independents who are supporting,
there's all in supporting us.
right? There are some independents who are supporting.
Both
There is-
sides had independents supporting
Now,
them. We had 11 supporting.
One second now.
One second. We're trying to, look, these examples are only to see what the governor should in a situation. We are just giving.
Well, then how? Malaj is not just what. Did he apply his mind to this issue? Malaj, this is all very well. We are happening in a court of law. But did he apply his mind to this issue?
But Mr. Sibbal, one thing which we cannot therefore discount, the governor has two responsibilities.